From the 11th to the 16th century, most decisive conflicts in Europe and the Near East were sieges. If you captured the fortress, you controlled the land. To survive a siege, defenders needed strong defensive architecture, control of water and food, medical resilience, active counterattacks, underground defense, strong leadership. Every siege here shows one essential method of survival. When an army surrounded a medieval city, civilians didn't just fear arrows, they feared hunger, disease, and time. A siege was not one battle. It was a systematic attempt to break a society. In this documentary, you will learn exactly how castles and fortified cities survived sieges, through 12 real historical examples, proven by warfare. Walls and architecture. Siege of Rouen, 1418 to 1419. 100 Years' War, England versus French Crown. England blocked every supply route into Rouen, the Seine River, roads, and farmland. Rouen relied on concentric walls. If one defense fell, defenders retreated to a stronger one. Night repair crews patched every crack before the English could exploit weaknesses. Result? Rouen surrendered to starvation. But the walls bought France time. Siege of Lisbon, 1147. Second Crusade. Crusaders and Afonso I versus Lisbon garrison. Lisbon's round Romanesque towers created overlapping bowfire zones. Ladder assaults became suicide. Defenders shot downward at close range. Result? Lisbon negotiated surrender after months of blockade. Tower geometry turned the walls into lethal high ground. Siege of Château Gaillard, 1203 to 1204. Philip II of France versus Angevin English garrison. This fortress was designed to kill attackers inside the defenses. The gatehouse was a death tunnel, double portcullis and murder holes raining sand and stone. Result? The French won only by infiltration through a weak spot, not through the gate. The gate itself was a weapon. Water and food. Survival under pressure. Siege of Carcassonne, 1209. Albigensian Crusade. Occitan defenders versus northern French forces. Carcassonne protected water inside the walls, wells and rain-fed cisterns. As long as water remained safe, surrender wasn't immediate. Result? Surrender happened due to disease risk, not thirst. Water nearly forced a stalemate. Siege of Antioch, 1097 to 1098. First Crusade. Crusaders versus city garrison, then counter-sieged by Kerboga. The Crusaders starved outside Antioch, then starved inside it after capturing the city. Result? Crusaders barely held after a desperate breakout. Food discipline, not courage, kept them alive. Siege of Orléans, 1428 to 1429. 100 Years' War, English and Burgundians versus French. Joan of Arc relief. Wounds remove soldiers from the wall. French surgeons worked constantly. Arrow removal, burn treatment, splints. Then Joan of Arc arrived. Morale surged and French forces counterattacked. Result? Siege lifted. Medicine and leadership saved France from collapse.
Active defense. Great Siege of Malta, 1565. Ottoman Empire versus Knights. Hospitaller night raids destroyed Ottoman siege engines before they could strike. Taking the fight outside the walls disrupted the attackers' momentum. Result, Ottomans withdrew. Bold defense kept the island alive. Siege of Beaucaire, 1216 First Barons' War. French royal forces versus English garrison high walls gave artillery height advantage. Rocks and bolts dropped at steep angles, devastated English siege camps. Result, English forces pulled back. Elevation turned defense into offense.
The war below the ground. Siege of Edessa, 1144. Zengid army versus Crusader county of Edessa. Zengi's engineers tunneled under the walls, burned wooden props, and collapsed the foundation. Result? Edessa fell, triggering the Second Crusade. Undermining destroys walls without climbing them. Siege of Jerusalem, 1099, First Crusade. Crusaders versus Fatimid garrison. Defenders fought a hidden war, countermines, smoke suffocation, and tunnel flooding. Result? Jerusalem fell only after poorly defended sectors collapsed under multi-point assault. Leadership, the final line of defense. Siege of Marienburg, 1410. Teutonic Order versus Polish-Lithuanian coalition. After defeat in the field, Heinrich von Plauen enforced rotated guard shifts, strict ration control, constant wall repairs, civil order. One riot inside the walls could lose the city faster than any army. Result? The siege failed. Leadership prevented collapse. The end of castle warfare. Siege of Constantinople, 1453. Ottoman Empire versus Byzantine Empire, with Genoese assistance. The Theodosian walls had survived 1,000 years, until cannon fire appeared. Ottoman bombards shattered stone faster than repairs. No wall could outlast artillery. Result? The empire fell. Gunpowder ended the age of medieval fortresses. Castles didn't survive sieges by chance. They used walls to gain time, water to sustain life, food to outlast enemies, medicine to keep fighters standing, sorties to interrupt siege plans, tunnels to fight below the ground, leadership to hold society together. These strategies explain why some cities fell in days and others survived for months. History is not stone and mortar. History is strategy against time itself.